Hello and welcome back to Yap Back, the show where I yap and you yap back. So, we just got a new announcement. The Godless Realm saga is beginning and Final Fantasy XIV Evercold has been announced. And I think it really does hit the nail on the head that Dawn Trail was a vacation because the mood of just the teaser trailer alone is so vastly different. It feels much more weightier and already feels like there's substance and consequences to the events of what's actually going to happen and unfold in the story. I also think that there's a lot more teasers almost and like plot points littered around and in the trailer of like potential themes that could explore. Um, and also like let's just like go straight for it. There's a big Norse influence in it from like the way the boats and are shaped and some of the architecture and even like the cabin that we can see in the trailer. It has that Norse mythological and Viking feel and inspiration to it, and especially with the like tapestry weaving of the giant tree. It definitely made me think of Yggdrasil from Norse mythology, um, and so I quickly looked it up and just get a good refresh summary on it. And I think it's very interesting that in that Norse mythology, the world tree sustains 9 realms, and we think we got 13 shards from the source, and I know they mention a rejoining, like they don't mention, they infer that maybe we might create our own rejoining, but hashtag it's a good rejoining. We'll see how that goes. But it definitely feels like there could be a lot of purpose to actually go into the fourth, and maybe that tree that we see there playing like a big role in our ability to actually do that. Just because of those parallels of 9 realms, 13 shards, I think it'd be really like good and interesting, not necessarily crossover, but almost Easter egg for us to sort of delve into. And I think there's definitely like a lot of influences from many different FF games. Like I get FF10 vibes, especially from like the artwork and the screenshots of the like areas and the villages that are on the water. And then like the big crystals giving me FF16 vibes. And even like the giant beings. Again, it gives like the big giant like mecha, well not necessarily mecha, but the gigantic icons from FF16, but also like the weird imagery of like what even is exactly that FF10 Sin gives. So I think there's a lot of Easter eggs littered in it, and I think it'll be really interesting to explore. And also we've got this very like laying undertone of us being a wanderer, or at least that's how they've alluded to it. I personally don't think that the traveler slash wanderer is referring to us. I think they're referring to Azem, um, because the way that the like older woman's talking to the child about how it was a long time ago, and the fact that the child is asking about, tell me about the paradise, um, it definitely makes me think that potentially the older woman could have some ties to like the Witherers, if that's what they're called. I can't remember now. I have been a bit absent from Dawn Trail's patch line quests. I have been playing them, but I'll delve into them more, I think, in the future. But the fact that she knows of the paradise does make me think of the original paradise, because that is what that's what we consider. That's what Aetheris, when it was one whole joined world, was considered a paradise, um, and that would make sense that that Azem traveled to wherever the fourth represents. Um, I assume before the cold took over. It's very hard to get a grasp on the timeline of things right now because obviously it's a teaser trailer and things are cut up. not in the order that we're meant to see them. So it's a big guessing game. And I think that's always fun, right? It's getting the tinfoil hat on and trying to figure out everything. And I think it's captured that, like, oh, I want to go watch it. I want to watch the teaser trailer, and just not even the full trailer yet. It's not out yet, but just the teaser trailer, because where are we going with this? Because I'm actually interested in where we're going, because again, it feels weighty and full of actual substance, whereas Dontrell very much felt like it's a hard one. Dontrell needed in some ways to be light. Um, it's a topic I want to go into more in a different video. Dontrell for me just did the same theme that Endwalker did, but worse. And therefore it was just like, oh, we've just gone through this story, but this is a worse version of the story with like the same theme and very similar teachings to it. There obviously was different branches to like the resolutions and the outcomes of those lessons as such compared to Endwalker, but it was very much like, how have I not been here before? Whereas this is, again, we're going to a different reflection, which is always fun, I think, especially with us going, especially with Shadowbringers going to the first. I think that already definitely instills hope for people to that it's going to be a good expansion, because it's new. Things are it's that really awesome feeling in the way that things are very similar, but they're so vastly different at the same time. Um, so I think that will be interesting to delve into. I think it'll be a lot more new stuff and heavier topics than like Dawn Trail was, where even the Dawn Trail teaser trailer was just kind of like, we're on summer vacation, and that's what it was presented to us as, and it really was a vacation of sorts. And maybe, maybe later on down the line we'll be thankful we had a palate cleanser from everything that was Endwalker. For me, Endwalker definitely felt like um, point .0 of Endwalker very much felt like it was that wrapped up the story, and that the post-patch quests for MSQ were very much more of, oh, we're setting up new stuff now. It's more of a palette cleanser. So obviously, I think we're all hopeful for a lot more woven in substance for Dawn Trail. But hey, we got the key, and we seem to be using it, and we seem to be rejoining, which I I'm very intrigued to see how we can rejoin without consequences, because for the Asians, they saw rejoining as a good thing in order to call forth the Zodiac once more and get their people back. But so then it's just like, are we, in a way, are we not just doing that, but we're rejoining it in a way that we perceive to be good? But what consequences of that have? And that would be an interesting arc to go down, because yeah, we've rejoined in a good way, but there's, what are the consequences of us doing it in a way that we say that we initially consider saving people? Does it create something worse? Does it not? And I think that will be interesting, and I think that will fit the underlying like clues that they've left about like withering and nature coming into the storyline a bit more. With Hammer turning up, I think that's her name. Again, I apologize if I'm wrong on these, because it's been a minute. So yeah, I think that would be an interesting arc to go down, because I think we as Warriors of Light need to lose our power again. I think that's why Heaven's Ward was so good. Heaven's Ward to Shadowbringers is because we got nerfed, because we're already strong. And I think that's one thing that Dawn Trail suffered, was we are ridiculously strong and we've not been nerfed. So like, we need something to nerf us. And if the rejoining now is going to use up all of our power as such, as like a shard of a Zem, but we're only like left with April being able to like summon our friends, our fellow warriors of light to battle, then I think that would be good. I think that would be a good way to be able to tell grounded stories without feeling like, I could just end this. I could cut the world in half because I am that powerful. I have faced despair itself. And I think we need that. We need that level of grounding, and maybe we'll get it in this, or in exploring the different shards, and bringing those like threads of obviously meeting different people across different shards now and having cross shard travel um, before things get rejoined properly. Um, so yeah, I think it was a really great teaser trailer that very much, it felt like Final Fantasy again, and it felt like those elements of Final Fantasy a lot more, um, compared to Dawn Trail. And obviously we're comparing it to Dawn Trail because that's the most recent expansion. Um, yeah, and I think, yeah, this whole Godless Realm saga, maybe if they told us that from the beginning of Dawn Trail, or that was like their intended plot line from the outset of Dawn Trail, things might have been different, but I don't think that was the case. I think they sort of confirmed that more now that Dawn Trail's done. But I think it's such a good plot point to go down because it's so ironic. Final Fantasy is a franchise about killing gods and icons, and now we are godless. So what happens? Because everyone doesn't necessarily live happily ever after. Are new gods going to rise up? Um, are we going to reach a PowerPoint level where we become God ourselves, um, in a way, and seeing what that actually entails? So yes, thank you for tuning into this YAP back. Please let me know down in the comments all your thoughts on what you thought of the trailer. Where do you think this is going? What's your tinfoil hat saying? Yeah, thank you very much for listening, and please like and subscribe for more content in the future.